resume or any document saved in your name, correct? And let's assume you have some 20, 30 documents saved in your name. And so, do you know which document it's going to show first? So, probably it might show the document which you have opened in the recent times. Recent times, it's not necessarily by the alphabetical order, right? Opened in the recent times, or the file which is very light. Comparatively, the file is very light, right? See, every algorithm, every search algorithm has its own set of rules or criteria how they function, correct? Yesterday we discussed an example. Let's say I am very new to your area and I'm asking you which is the good restaurant. I'm coming for the first time to HSR or Sarjapur or Matali, and I'm asking you, you are the localite over there, and I'm asking you, tell me the nice good restaurants here. Will you go by alphabetical order? Right? You have certain criteria. You want to make sure that my experience with this restaurant is going to be good. You would obviously consider certain things like which has highest ratings, which has the South Indian food or North Indian food as per my preference. You would consider how far, how near it is. A lot of criteria, right? Same way here, Google also has a lot of criteria to show your website in the top, right? And since this was an assignment for all of you yesterday, I would like to hear some answers from you. It's perfectly fine. Whatever you know, you just go ahead and speak. Anything is fine. Why is that Google showing Mintra in the top?
Because software is not missing.
What you will do? What are you going to do in search engine optimization? So obviously, see, forget about search engine optimization. What is it considering?
Yes.
No,
Because it has been crawled most.
it has been browsed more.
Crawling.
Crawling.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, correct.
No.
But why? See, do you mean these websites are not getting crawled?
No, they are getting with impressions and the hits may be less for them.
Okay, so now you are actually close to the answer, but let's try to understand it in a better way. Okay, so for that we are going to consider one example. Okay, see, crawl frequency doesn't really make the website to show up in the top. There is something else. See, let's assume you are studying in your intermediate PUC. Okay, so if you are scoring 100 out of 104 subjects and just pass in one subject and fail in one subject, will you be promoted to the next class?
No.
No, right? So there is something as such here as well. It's not just crawl frequency. Okay, we're going to discuss what it is as well. Okay, let's get started with some example. Okay, let's take this websites only. We noted down this website somewhere, right? Yesterday, where did we note down the? Okay, let me write them here again. Okay, so which is that? Mintra, right? Mintra. Oh, we wrote here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So before we get started with this, I'll ask you a simple question to all of you, or maybe this is something that which has happened in all of our life. Just let's try to recall that. It's not a question. Let's just try to recall that. You all have written exams, right? At one point of time in your life career, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. And the moment, so when you are in the exam hall after receiving the question paper, the moment you receive the question paper, you will start answering to some random question, correct? It's not necessarily in the sequence. It's not necessarily the first question, correct? So why do you do that?
Because we are familiar with the answers. We know the answers.
Why do you know the answers? How do you know the answers?
Because we have been studying that.
Yeah,
We have the
you
knowledge
read
for
that
that.
particular chapter several number of times, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. And you are very thorough with the concepts or topics from that chapter, correct? And that's why there is a good possibility of you. So you will start answering to that questions, to those questions pertaining to that chapter, correct? Right?
Correct.
So exactly the same thing happens with Google. We're told, right? Google crawls the website. Google crawls the website. So Google, whichever website is getting crawled more number of times. See, Google is going to internet server and it's randomly crawling everything that comes to its vicinity. It's something like this. You're walking in a street and to the left side and right side you would see observe a lot of things, correct? Right? So same way, so there is no particular format for you. Why you have observed that right side shop and why you have missed left side shop, correct? You're just walking in the street and you would have observed everything that nobody told you to observe, correct? So now here same way bot is crawling your website. When it is getting onto the internet server, it's crawling your website. if bot is crawling your website, it's going to prioritize to show your website on the Google top. Okay, so let's take this example again. So let's assign a score for crawling. Okay, so I'll call this as crawl frequency. We're going to define what is this crawl frequency as well. Do you all see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's give a score. Let's assign a score in the scale of 1 to 10 for crawl frequency. Okay, so now by default, for now, you understand whichever has highest crawl frequency, they are going to be in the top.
Person.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's give a crawl frequency of 9, 10, 8, 7, 6, and 5. The cutoff score is 5. So you will be in the game only when you have a cutoff score of at least 5. Below that, you are no more in the race. It's something like this. In the on-campus interviews, you're not eligible for the interviews for the drive until unless you have above 60% or above 70%, right? Something like this. Let's assume this is the bare minimum cutoff score. Okay, now tell me who is going to rank in the first position? Amazon?
Amazon.
Okay, let me start ranking here, updating here. Okay, so I'll just write it as rankings based on crawl frequency. Okay, I'll give a short form, rankings based on crawl frequency. Now, okay, so it has to be here. Are you all following me, guys? Everybody? In case of
Yes.
any confusions, any doubts, just let me know. Okay, so Amazon is going to rank in the first position, correct? Now, who will
Yeah.
be second,
Myntra.
third,
Asia.
fourth? I think I have put it in the
Okay.
order. Okay, now this. Okay, so now what happened is, what is the problem is now, so somebody is writing top 10 shoes, top 10 shoes to buy for men or buy for women or buy for everyone, something like that, an article, right? And this particular article has got lots of crawl frequency because of some activities done by them. They are inviting bots to the website through some methods. We are going to discuss them how it is. Now, if bot has to give importance to just crawl frequency, and if it is ranking that website XYZ or maybe some article xyzblog.com. Now let's assume the crawl frequency is 10 for this. Let's assume this is not 10 for now. So now in this case, what happens? Top 10 shoes to buy. It's getting this is going to the top, correct? In this scenario. But what is the problem here? They are not able to order the product. That's just an information site. But people whomsoever are searching buy shoes online are looking for to buy shoes online, right? So now, okay, even before this, we missed out on one thing. So we have to understand what is the main purpose of Google. What is the main goal that Google is working towards? See, Google has to serve relevant information to the user. If it is not serving relevant information, you are not going to use Google. And if you are not using Google, there is no point of Google having. They will see a significant drop in their revenues. See, that's the reason some of the search engines are not that popular as compared to that of Google, right? Google's main purpose or goal is to serve relevant information. Next, up-to-date information, right? What is this up-to-date and relevant information? I'll give you an example. Okay. Okay. So you are searching for to buy shoes online, but it is showing you an article how to manufacture shoes. Is that relevant for you?
No.
That's not relevant. Just because even that has somewhere buy shoes online and all, in the article, should it be showing that article in the top? It's not relevant. Second scenario, so you are looking for some news. You just got to know that Salman Khan again has drove the vehicle on people sleeping on platform and he killed some 10 people. You are going to Google and searching Salman Khan accident and it's showing you 10 years back article. Is that relevant? Is that up-to-date information for you? See,
No.
Google has responsibility of serving relevant information as well as up-to-date information. See, Google has to serve the information that's published 5 minutes back on news websites. Correct? If it is not meeting these criteria and also the end user's goal. As an end user, what is your goal? You have come to buy shoes. Did you meet your goal? Is the purpose met? When you are searching for buy shoes, you desperately mean that you want to buy the shoes, correct? But if your article is showing something like that, the article is top 10 shoe manufacturers. So when you search buy shoes, this article is showing up purely based on the crawl frequency, right? So now people started complaining that boss, you're not showing me relevant results. You're not really useful to me. So that's when, see, this is how ideally Google was working when it just started a decade and a half back, or beyond that, or 20 years back, or 15 years back. So now Google has introduced one more metric. See, boss, it's very difficult for me to understand if I'm really showing the relevant content or not, if I'm really serving your purpose or not, right? So what I'll do is I'll seek your opinion only. I will seek your opinion only to decide which one to be shown in the top and which one to be shown second, third of the sequence. Okay. So it introduced a new metric called click-through rate. It introduced a new metric called click-through rate. We simply call it as CTR. What is this click-through rate? Let's understand this with an example. Okay. So even before we discuss click-through rate, I'll give you a simple thing. Okay. So you are walking into this office. Okay. There are 100 people sitting here at their workstations or the desk. All 100 people have seen you, right? While you are getting inside the office. But only 10 people have waved hand at you, right? What is this called as now? Response rate. Correct? So what is the response? So only 10 people have responded to you, or maybe might have waved hand at you, right? So now, how do you measure the response rate for you? So now your friend is entering into this office, and all 100 people have seen them, but 20 people have waved hand at him or her. Correct? So now, what is the response rate for you and for your friend? So for you, the response rate is total number of hands waved or told hi divided by number of people seen you into percentages. That's going to be 10% if 10 people have waved hand at you. If 20 people have waved hand at you, it's going to be 20 divided by 100 into percentage. That's going to be 20 percentage. That's the response rate, 10 percentage and 20 percentage. Same way on Google, millions of people will be searching every month buy shoes online, right? A lot of people see, and everybody sees these results. Everybody are seeing Myntra and Amazon, but everybody are visiting Myntra or everybody are visiting Amazon? No, right? Number of people seen these results are 100, but of the 100, 20 people might have clicked on it, 15 people might have clicked on it, 10 people might have clicked on it, and 8 people might have clicked on it. So now, if people are seeing it, it's measured as impression. It's counted as impression. Impression is nothing but when people search buy shoes online, and if they see your result, it's counted as an impression. Is it clear, guys? Everybody, are you following me?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
if somebody is searching buy shoes online, and if they see your website, now Myntra will have one impression. If 500 people are searching buy shoes online in the next 1 hour, and if 500 people are seeing Myntra, Amazon, everybody would have got 500 impressions, right? But did everybody click on these websites? No. You might have clicked, more number of people would have clicked on Myntra because Myntra is ranking in the top, right? So now, whichever website is getting more clicks, now let's say Agio has put low price offer on footwear for men starting at just 99 rupees. And this is very enticing for a lot of people, right? Showing at just 99 rupees. And everybody will start clicking on it. And automatically this will move to the top. Are you all following me? If this is sounding very interesting for the end user, if it is receiving more number of hits, more response, automatically this will be moved to the top. The click-through rate, which was just 8%, has now come to 25%. It's grabbing the attention of more number of people. Did you all get that, guys?
Yeah.
So now let's assign a score of CTR in the scale of 1 to 10. So let me put 10 CTR here, 9 CTR here, 8 CTR here, and this will be again 7, 6, 5. So now tell me which website is going to be ranked on the top first.
Agio.
Agio. Agio. Why Agio?
Because it has more impressions than others.
No, not more impressions. Higher CTR. Basically,
Oh,
it's
sorry. Higher CTR than others.
no. See, it's not going to consider only CTR. It's going to consider both
Yeah.
of them. So now, average of these two, it's going to give average. Let's calculate the average. Average of 8 and 10 is going to be 18. 18 is nothing but average is 9. How do you calculate average? 10 plus 8? We are
18.
summing up 2, right? Hence divided by 2. That's 9. Okay,
Okay.
instead of doing manual calculations, let me quickly do right? This is going to be your average. Now tell me who is going to rank in the top.
The Amazon.
Yes. So rankings based on crawl frequency and CTR. Correct? Now
Okay.
Amazon will be first position. Who is going to be second? So looks like this is the order is going to be same again.
RTI.
So let me do one thing. I'll change this to 6, 5, 7. So who is going to be third now? Third, okay. So 1. This is going to be 2, correct?
Yeah.
And this will be 3. And this is going to be 4. This will be 5. And this will be 6, correct?
Correct.
I'll call this as average of crawl frequency and CTR, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Now, see, why should Google introduce the CTR? Because we human beings exploit everything. The moment we figure out loopholes in the system, it could be the wherever, it could be the government body's law, whatsoever. The moment we figure out the loopholes in the system, we start exploiting it, correct? And that's what exactly people did in this stage. And now to come out of it, Google has introduced one more metric called CTR. Correct? And now people realize or understand if you're grabbing more attention, that you will be moved to the top. Correct? So now what people started doing, people started putting low price offer on footwear for men at 99 rupees, starting at 99 rupees. So when you click and go to that website, they may not be selling it at 99 rupees. You will not find any shoe at 99 rupees. And they are making false statement here, correct? Correct. And now
Yes.
kids shoes online up to at 60 percentage off. If you go to the visit the web page, there won't be any 60 percentage off. Even if you see 60 percentage off, it will be out of stock, or you might not find your size, or you might not like the brand or color. Is it really serving your purpose now?
No.
It's not serving the purpose. People are exploiting it. People are lying. People are playing all the gimmicks around it. Correct. So that Google started figuring out that as well. See, people are not really serving the end user's purpose just to get the traction. They are putting free. They are putting 90 percentage off, 100 percentage off. Are they really keeping their promises? So Google understands that they are keeping their promises only if the end user is served with their purpose. End user's main goal or objective is to buy a pair of shoes. Correct? If so, now what's happening? People are not finding any shoe at 60 percentage off and not finding any shoe at 99 rupees, and hence they will quit the websites. Correct? So now what Google has done to come out of this exploitation as well, Google has introduced another metric called user engagement. User engagement. What is this user engagement? User engagement is basically measure of this purpose fulfilled or not. Whether the end users, we all are end users for Myntra, Amazon, right? We are browsing every time to purchase something, correct? And Amazon might help you to purchase your product or may not. It will be out of stock sometimes. It's not really serving your purpose. Time basically, and that's measured by measuring the time spent on the website, number of pages explored on the website, right? So it starts measuring or understanding all of these metrics as well, right? So now let's and user engagement depends on the load times, user experience. We are going to discuss each of these things in detail. How do we improve crawl frequency? How do we improve CTR? How do we improve engagement? Okay. So for now, we are just trying to understand on what parameters search engine is going to rank your website, right? So far we have understood crawl frequency is helping your website to come closer to the first page or at the bottom of the first page, and it doesn't really move you to the top until unless you score better on CTR as well, correct? So if you are grabbing the traction, if too many people are clicking on your result and if you have higher CTR, you are then moved to the top, and you are not going to stay in that position until unless you meet the other criteria as well. Let's assume you all been made CEO of the company, and how long you are going to be in that role is decided by your performance, correct? Correct, guys, everybody? So now
Yeah.
same way Google has given you a chance to show up somewhere closer to the first page or on the first page bottom, and CTR allowed you to move to the top. And now whether you stay in that position there for time, for lifetime or for some time, it's going to be decided by user engagement. Let's assign a score on user engagement. Okay, so now who will be ranked in the top? Who is going to show up in the top first position?
AGM?
Is your, yeah, yes. So let's calculate the average. So 10 plus 10 it's 20, 20 plus 8 28, and 9 threes are 27, it's going to be 9.3. Your score average is going to be 9.3, correct? And now this one, 9 plus 8 17, 17 plus 7 is 24, 24 is 8, correct? Correct, guys? Now 9 plus 9, oh we are done. Amazon, yeah, 10 10, yeah. 9, 9 plus 9 18, 18 plus 10 28.
28.
So this is also same, right? 28. So let's try to alter one of them. Okay, so this is going to be 27. 27, 9 threes are 27, correct? And this is going to be just 9, and this will be 9.3,
9.3.
correct?
Yeah.
And 6, 6, 12, 20, this is going to be 20, this is going to be 6.6. 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 8, 19, 19 is 6.3. So 10 plus 7, 17. So 15, it's going to be 5.6. So now tell me, this is average of all three metrics, right? Now who will be ranking in the top? Who is going to be in the first position?
Amazon.
So now let me change this 10, and let me change this to 8, 7. And instead of manual calculation, I will do the average of these three. Right? So that as I change the numbers, it automatically reflects. Right? Oh, it's still 9. I'll interchange. Yeah. Now who is going to rank in the top? One second, everybody, give me 1 second. Hello. 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 Okay. So now it's going to be Myntra in the first position, and I will alter this as well. 6, and I'll change this to 8, and I'll change this to 7, and this one is going to be 5, right? Or yeah, I'll change this as 8, and this to 5. Yeah. So now tell me who is going to be the second position. This one.
AGM.
Yeah. Then this is going to be third, correct? And fourth,
So his Liberty Show.
fifth, sixth.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Final results. So this is how search engine ranks your decides who has to be in the top. This is how these three metrics decide the fate of the business, decide the rankings of the business. See, now if you ask any digital marketer, they will start speaking backlinks, content, keyword. See, these are the only three metrics that Google is going to consider to rank your website. Now, whatever you do, like backlink building or dealing with the load times of the website, performance of the website, UI UX of the website, colors of your website, fonts of your website, right? In stock, out of stock, everything, whatever you take care is either to improve one of these metrics, to score highest in one of these metrics, or two of these metrics, or all three of these metrics. Some activities or implementations that you do on your website are going to help improve one of these metrics, or two of these metrics, or three of these metrics. Correct? Correct? It's something like this. So, for example, if you are waking up in the morning and reading science book, there are good chances of you scoring highest marks in the science. Correct? And now, instead of reading science book, you will not read science book. You will simply wake up in the morning and you will take some memory medicine. This would basically improve your performance across all the subjects, right? Correct? So now you are doing hundreds of such things just to achieve your goals on each of these subjects. Correct? Same way as a SEO professional, you do hundreds of things. Everything that you do is either to improve this one, or combination of some of these metrics. So if you understand how search engines work, and if you understand how what kind of activities that you do is going to improve the crawl frequency, CTR, or engagement, you are done. You are going to be one of the best search engine SEO professional. Right? 99% of the SEO professionals doesn't know this. Here and there, very vaguely, very blindly, they just tell that, okay, so you build backlinks, your website ranks in the top. Yes, but what's happening technically? What's happening? Building backlink is helping you to improve the crawl frequency. And how do you improve the CTR? And how do you improve the engagement? So we are going to discuss each of this in depth. How do we improve crawl frequency? What kind of activities improves crawl frequency? See, if any of you here have already read about search engines or have worked in the roles, you can go ahead and give some strategies or inputs around how do we improve crawl frequency, CTR, and engagement. Okay, so we are going to get started with each of this in depth. 1 second. Hello. Hello. 1 second. Oh no, it's okay. మళ్ళీ ప్రాబ్లం. అవును చెప్పేది సార్ బాగా కదా ఫస్ట్ పికప్ మళ్ళీ ఫస్ట్ పికప్ okay. So anybody has any questions here? You all understood how search engines function. So crawl frequency is, it's something like this. Crawl frequency is like cutoff marks in your academics, which will make you eligible to attend the interview. They are not going to assure you the job. Correct? And now CTR is like you perform well in your first round of interview. First round of interview will make you eligible to attend the final round of interview, and that's not going to assure you the job. Even if you are the best performer in the first round of your interview, you are not going to grab that job until and unless you perform super good in your final round. See, first thing, compulsorily you have to be meeting the criteria. You don't have to score 100% to meet the criteria, right? If they have set the cutoff marks as 60% to attend the campus interview, that makes you eligible. Correct? Correct? A person who has scored 100% may not get a job. Correct? You must have seen that happening, right, in the class. Just 50-60% people will crack the interviews and they will get the job in the on-campus interview, or 90% people will struggle to get the job. Correct? Why? It's not just about the score. It's about capabilities to deal with the second round and third round, whatsoever it is. It could be logical, aptitude, analytical, or technical, or communication. Right? Same way now, your crawl frequency is like a cutoff marks for you to get into the on-campus, and CTR is like first round of interview. And even if you are doing super good here, it's not going to assure you. But you should not fail in this round. You have to still maintain your level. You have to meet that basic requirement or basic criteria. You should get shortlisted in this round as well. That's what has happened with Flipkart as well, and that's how Flipkart is ranking. No, Flipkart is 6th position. Okay, it's still in the game, still on the first page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whomsoever has the highest average, it's not individual subjects. If you are scoring 100 out of 100 in 5 subjects and failed in one subject, you are still a failed candidate. Correct? If your average across all the subject is higher, that's when you will be announced as the rank holder or the first rank holder. Correct? Right, everybody?
Right.
And now trust me, this is not available anywhere on the internet. If you explore internet, try to understand why is a specific website ranking on the Google. People will speak there are 200 different, all this nonsense, 200 different signals, and nobody knows what are these 200 different signals. They simply say 200 different signals, and search engines don't want to reveal the secret how they function because people exploit it. Correct?
Correct.
Don't ask me then how do you know? You know, Manjunath. Okay. So I'll tell you on the go. I'll tell you how do I know. Okay, I don't want to reveal it now. Okay, and if somebody is explaining it to any of you this concept, there'll be either students here or might have worked with me in the past till now, right? Or they might have watched my videos. I have spoken about this in a couple of videos. Okay, so but unfortunately, it's unfortunate thing for them. Okay, so people don't care about all this valuable insights. They all want gossips, interesting news or information on the internet, right? So you go and ask any experienced SEO professional, 10 years experience or 2 decades of experience, and ask them, so why is that Mintra ranking in the top? Show them, good, buy shoes online. He will say they must have incorporated keyword. Does that mean? See, yesterday I have heard of this. In every batch I have heard of it. There will be at least one digital marketer in the batch. They will tell they must have done SEO. Do you think Amazon is not doing SEO? Amazon also has n number of SEO professionals. They are paying packages of 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs CTC to professionals. And they have the digital marketers. Everywhere there are digital marketers. The problem with these people is they all have experience. They don't understand the simple logic. So if they could understand, they could crack it. See now, look at this. I'll show you a simple example. What is your query? Buy shoes online, correct? What does buy shoes online mean? Men can search like this, women can search like this, and even if they want to buy for their kids, they will search still buy shoes online. Now, straight away, Amazon is creating negating things. I'll show you how. Not Amazon, AGO. Low price offer on footwear for men. Who is asking for men here? Is there a men here? It's just shoes online, right? Now this fellow is showing footwear for men. And now of this searches, when 100 searches are happening, let's say at least some 40-50 searches will be women. Women will not click on this. And now this guy has played smart. Buy men's, women's and kids shoes. See now digital marketers are doing this without knowing it. Why they don't know? Because they don't understand how this works. They are simply want to write something, they are writing it. Shoes for men, women and kids again. See that's the reason. See buy shoes online is expressing an intention that people must be searching for women, men or kid. And what is point of writing you just for men? Buy footwear online from the most trusted Indian brand. And buy shoes online, they are not looking from to buy from Liberty Shoes, definitely. They want to explore multiple brands. And that's why if they are putting buy Liberty Shoes or buy shoes from the specific brand, they will also fail at it. And now look at this shop for footwear for men and women in India. To an extent, they must be grabbing attention of 80% of the people. Since they haven't used kids, they must be losing 20% of the market. And another problem here is, now if you look at this, they have put 60% off. And Mintra is very well known for shoes, apparel, explicitly for shoes and apparel. And that's the reason people are paying attention to Mintra. People prefer to explore Mintra. Even if Mintra writes just shoes online, people will click on Mintra only because they have made the name for this kind of products. Correct? So even the 10 years experienced professionals fail to answer these kinds of questions, and businesses are struggling to make it to the top. And if you can understand this formula, you can solve any kind of problem. You will be able to tell why a website is not ranking on Google. We are going to discuss each of these things in depth. How do we improve the crawl frequency? How do we improve the CTR and how do we improve the engagement rates? Right? Okay, shall we get started with ways or methods of improving crawl frequency?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So before that, let's define what is this crawl frequency. What is this crawl frequency? What is crawl frequency?
Mm.
The measure of the frequency at which bot visits your website is crawl frequency. Right? How frequently you visit Bangkok in a decade? Once in a year? How frequently you visit Dubai in a decade? Once in a year? How
Yeah.
frequently you visit temples? mosques or churches whatsoever, how frequently you visit. It's the measure of the frequency at which bot visits your website. Are you all getting it? Are you all able to relate it?
Yeah.
Right? So I am visiting temple twice a week. Then temple visit frequency is twice. I am visiting pubs twice a week. Pub visiting frequency twice. I am visiting my son's school twice a week. The school visiting frequency is twice. Now, bot is visiting your website twice a day. The frequency for the day is 2. So, if bot is visiting more number of times a day or a week, whatsoever the period, time period, for a time period, any time period is going to consider or measure. It could be day, week, hour, whatsoever. The measure of number of times bot visiting your website for any specific time period taken. The time period can be hour, 2 hours, days, weeks, months, years. You all got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is another term called as scroll rate. What is the scroll rate? Heard of the term like run rate? I don't match cricket, football, anything. I don't watch TVs at all. Run rate. Nobody heard of run rate term? Strike rate. So, crawl rate is the measure of the number of pages crawled by bot during its frequency. So, your eating frequency per day is 3 times, correct?
Yeah.
Or some of you must be eating 5 times also, I don't know. Right? Your eating frequency, let's assume it's just 3 times a day. Now, that is eating frequency. Now, what should we call eating rate? Yeah, what is eating rate now? Let's assume all 3 times of the day you are eating only chapatis or rotis, right? So now eating frequency is 3 times. Clear up to here, guys? Everybody, eating frequency is 3 times a day, and now eating rate during your every eating time. Morning, let's say in the morning you ate 5 chapatis, and afternoon you ate 3 chapatis, and night you ate 6 chapatis. Now eating rate is 5, 3, 6. The number of chapatis you are eating each time whenever you come to the dining table is eating rate, right? Same way, and you are coming 3 times to the dining table every day, correct? And bot is visiting your website 3 times a day now, correct? And the crawl frequency is 3. Now crawl rate during each visit, how many web pages bot is crawling on your website is crawl rate. The measure of number of chapatis eaten by bot during its every visit is eat rate or crawl rate. Here it is not eating, it is crawling. Correct? Is it clear? Understood, right, everybody? The number of pages. See, your website will have L number of pages. Correct? Your website will have contact us, about us, hundreds of pages. Right? So now let me take an example. See, now look at this, how many pages this website will have. Site colon amazon.in. Units, tens, 100,000, 10,000 lakh, 10 lakh crore. That is 37 million pages. And now tell me another website, which website? So now these many web pages, see, it's actually not these many web pages. Amazon might have 100 million pages, but these are the number of pages indexed on Google. That is, bot has seen them on Amazon website and have taken a snapshot of it or a photo of it or a copy of it and have stored on its server. We are checking how many files are there in a folder, how many files related to Amazon are there on Google server. Now we'll check it how many files are there. It took 0.32 seconds to get all that information. If I ask you, see, counting this itself, it took 2-3 seconds, and Amazon took 0.32 seconds. That is less than half a second. That's not crawling the pages. It has stored the data on its server. Right? See, now yesterday we discussed Google comes to your website, Google bot reads the information and takes a photo, and we have seen how that looks like as well, correct? Now let me see. Now Flipkart has 42 million or maybe more than that. Yesterday I was showing you this example, correct? Site colon 3,170. See, pertaining to this website, so let me go to this URL. And now you want to see how Google has stored the copy on its server. Just type cache colon. See, if you look at this, you see the URL, and this is the actual original page, and Google has saved it like this. So original page I have opened it here, slash marketing, and here you see Google has come to this page, have gone through all the information, have taken a snapshot of this, a copy of this, a screenshot of it, and have stored it on its server. The server is webcache.google user content. The server is webcache.googleUsersContent.com, right? And this is how, so if you want to see how bot is seeing the web page, you could see that here by clicking on text only version. This is how bot sees your web page. We will discuss this further. You might find difficult to understand this now. Okay. So Google is storing every page that has seen on your website onto its server. It's seeing the web pages pertaining to your website. It's crawling whenever it's going on internet server. It somehow notices your website and reads all the information, takes a copy to its server. Correct? And that's what we are seeing. And pertaining to Flipkart, it has taken these many number of web pages to its server. And Flipkart might have twice or thrice of these pages. The number of pages on the website will be twice or thrice. We don't know the actual number of web pages that are there on Flipkart. Amazon must be selling 10 million products, 20 million products, 50 million products, 100 million products. But there is no guarantee that Google will see everything, correct? Is there any guarantee that you will read every single page of your textbook? Most of the times you will not read that preface about the author, correct? You will not read the index page, correct? You will not read some very important chapter of the book because you are fed up already reading first 100 pages, and second 100 pages you will ignore. And in my engineering, I never read beyond 3 chapters. We were supposed to attend answers from 5 chapters, and I always read 2.5 or 3 chapters maximum. And we used to get questions from 8 chapters. Right? I never read the textbook. Right? So why I did not read is a different thing. Now why bot is not reading is a serious issue here. If bot is not reading your website properly, it's a serious issue. That's why SEO professional comes into the picture. SEO is not about writing the titles, description. That's the lowest form of work that you could do in the SEO role. See, SEO is all about understanding how search engines function and what is crucial for your website. See, we deal at the strategy level, right? See, SEOs, whomsoever have been designated as SEO professionals, they are not really doing SEO work. At least 70% of them. They are just being used as the resources in the marketing teams. Why? Because you yourself are not confident what makes your website to rank on the top. Correct? If you are not confident, I'm asking you, all of you, 19 sevens are how much it is. If you are confident, you will scream, you will shout. If you don't know what will happen, you will keep quiet, you will hide your face, right? The same happens everywhere. Okay, so you all understood what is scroll frequency? What is scroll rate? What is scroll frequency? Can anybody define it? Nobody knows? Everybody forgot already? Scroll frequency. See, don't be of that mindset that you're going to go through the material again, go through the recordings again. You will not. Madam, it's wrong. Diksha, madam, it's wrong. It's not visitors. There is no visitor at all. There is no real visitor visiting the website still. We are at the stage on the discussion of understanding about search engine functionality, about the bots. Crawl frequency is how the measure of the frequency at which bot visits the web pages. Correct. Girish is correct. Crawl frequency is the number of times bot visiting your website. It's not number of times polished, put it in a polished way, better way. It's nothing but the measure. The measure of the number of times bot visiting your website is crawl frequency. Right? What is crawl rate?
How many times per visitor?
Dining table, chapati. You won't remember still.
How many per website it is?
Crawl frequency, how much information bot carry to the Google server? No. No, Girish, your first answer was correct. Not the second one. Crawl frequency is just, see, crawl frequency, your temple visiting frequency is just how many times you are visiting the temple. Correct? It's not what you do on visiting the temple. Okay. So crawl rate is the number of pages crawled by bot during its every, the measure of number of pages crawled by bot during its every visit, and you have the definitions documented here, everything in the class, in the previous class, right? And if it is missing, we are going to still continue to document or write it here. Okay, and everybody has already access to this. If anybody has not received access, let me know. Okay, right? Now crawl frequency and crawl rate put together are called as crawl stats, simply crawl stats. I don't want to use two different words. I don't want to use all of your names one by one. I'll simply call as trainees. I'll simply call everybody as students. I'll simply call everybody as learners. So same is the case, right? We're going to simply call it as crawl stats. Okay? Is it clear, guys? Everybody? So now how do we improve the crawl stats? So you have to improve the crawl frequency as well as crawl rate. Correct? So if you have to make a kid read the book, you have to keep following with them, right? Go read, go read. You have to wake them up early in the morning. Correct? You have to ask them repeatedly, follow them. That's when they will read, right? And if they have to read the complete chapter or more number of pages on the book, again you have to sit next to them and you have to keep monitoring them. Correct? Experience it. You gave those experience to your parents, right? Okay, so if we start that, it might take another 1.5 hours. So what we can do is we can start discussing how to improve the crawl frequency freshly tomorrow, right? And how to improve the CTR and how to improve the engagement. And today we have some more time still, so we can go ahead and discuss anything related to today's topic or yesterday's topic or any other topic wherever you have questions or doubts. Is that fine, everybody? You all understood how search engines function today? And you all
Yes.
got to know what is crawl frequency and what is crawl rate?
Yes.
Yeah. So please go ahead and get clarity on things if you still have doubts about anything we discussed today. Knowledge, business analyst knowledge, data scientist, that knowledge, content writing, testing knowledge. If you are good with programming knowledge, those skills are also going to be super useful, and we're going to understand how and when they are going to be useful, right? Presentation skills, PowerPoint presentation, Excel, all the skills. See, if you are good at all of these things, you are best digital marketer. Okay, and no digital marketer today, I mean, I would not say no. A majority of them don't learn any of these things. They just go to training institutes. They hear some random jargons here and there, and they don't even know how search engines function. They don't even know why backlinks are built to the website. They will simply say in the eyes of Google. I don't know whether Google has eyes and nose or not. They say by building backlinks in the eyes of Google, Google considers us as a trustworthy website. It's all wrong. So this is another assignment. I want all of you to be telling tomorrow what is the purpose of building backlinks to a website. If anybody knows now, they can tell it now. We'll discuss. If you don't know the definition, we'll discuss. But try reading about it on the internet before you come to the class. That's when you will be able to understand what we are, the worth of this knowledge or the discussions we are doing here in the class. Okay, and all of you have to participate, speak, ask questions. Okay, yeah, somebody were trying to pose a question, I guess, so they can go ahead and speak. Anuradha, you have any questions?
Oh, not for now.
Okay,
I will message you later, actually, what I want to know.
okay, sure. Raika, Deepak, Diksha, Girish, shall we wind it up for today?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fine then. Let's connect back again. Bye, all of you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the class.
Yeah. If anybody has to speak, just stay back.
Okay.
Yeah. You rest all can leave. Bye. Girish, you have anything to speak?
So I just want to know user engagement one more time.
We're going to discuss that in depth tomorrow. Yeah, user engagement is mainly about whether the user's purpose is served or not. You are visiting Amazon website, and if you find it out of stock and if you exit Amazon website, the user engagement is very bad.
Okay.
How long the user staying in the place?
1 second. Okay. No, fine. Yeah, how long is user? So see, staying on the website, exploring the number of web pages. It's not even about the number of pages, how long he is staying also, whether his purpose is met or not. User experience as well, whether he is able to find add to cart or not, whether he is able to buy it or not. Sometimes it will not work, checkout will not work, payment gateway will not work. This is all is about user engagement and user experience. Okay. Anyways, in the coming classes, we are going to discuss that in depth.
So, can you please summarize the CTR, sir? Click-through rate.
Click-through rate. See, click-through rate is the measure of number of people visiting your website against the number of people seeing you. Is a click-through rate. Click-through rate is measure of number of people visited your website against the number of people seeing you into percentages click-through rate. It's not something like that. I'll give you a different example now to remember this better. It's the number of people waved hand at you high against the number of people seeing you. Is everybody waving at the hand when you are getting into the class?
Yes, sir.
No, right? All 100 people are seeing you when you are entering into the office. Only 10 people will say, "Hi, Girish, how are you?"
Okay.
Correct? So 100 people have seen you, but only 10 people have waved hand at you. Same way on Google, when your website is on the Google, 100 people will see you, but only 10 people will click on your website. 10 divided by 100 into percentages. That's, see, if it is happening for user, it's called as response rate. If 100 people are seeing you, only 10 people are saying hi to you, it's response rate. Correct? And if it happens on Google web page or on any platform, it's called as click-through rates. You are expecting clicks, and when you are coming to the office, you are expecting response. Response rate, hence it's response rate over there. And since you are showing your ad on Facebook, Instagram, or Google, you are expecting clicks. Hence it is click-through rate. Short form is CTR.
Sir, crawl rate is the information which bot carries to the Google server, right? From our website.
No, crawl rate. No. Crawl rate. See, crawling is basically bots read your website. Crawling is all about bots reading your website. They read your website and they take a copy of your website to their server. They store it. Something like this on the street you are walking, you will see some name, you will register that name in your mind and you will store it in your mind. Correct? Same way Googlebot, when it is crawling is nothing but reading. When it is navigating, when it is exploring the internet, it comes across your website, reads the information on your website and takes a copy, takes that information back to the server, to its storage space. Right? That is crawling and indexing. Indexing is nothing but it has taken a copy of the same to its server. That is indexing. Okay. So now, next thing, crawl rate and crawl stats are different. We are going to discuss that tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
So, what is the difference between the frequency as well as rate?
Frequency. You are having 3 times food in every day. That is frequency. How frequent you are having food every day? 3 times. And eating frequency is 3 times. Eating rate is during your every visit to the dining table, you are eating different number of chapatis. Morning 5 chapatis, evening, afternoon 3 chapatis, and night 6 chapatis. That's the difference between frequency and rate. Frequency is 3, rate is 5, 3, 6. Morning you eat 5 chapatis, afternoon you eat 3 chapatis, evening you eat 6 chapatis. So
Okay.
eating rate is 5, 3, 6. Eating frequency is 3 times a day. You remember this example? You're done. You should not forget. Yeah, it is.
If we eat chapati one, then in the morning chapati, rice, dal, and how is the
Now, to understand this, we have took that example. Let's assume always we are eating chapati only, because here it's not going to change. It's always web pages only, right? It's not going to be water bottle in between. It's not going to be something else in between, correct? So it's always web pages only. So that's why I told you, assume that we eat only chapati and nothing else. Human beings are made to eat only chapati and nothing else, right? To understand this concept, we took that example. Okay. Generally, practically, we eat different food. Correct. We eat rice, we eat chapati, we eat prota, dosa, puri, idli, vada. Correct. Okay. Fine, guys. Then if it is clear for all of you, we'll wind it up for today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Right? You all understood, right? Was it interesting today? Okay. Girish, shall we wind it up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See you, Girish. Bye.
Thanks so much.
Welcome. Bye.